world as far as the sexually transmitted diseases, fornication and adultery, how do we implement or use the methods explained in the Holy Quran to check the rise and the vastness of these sins?
To check the sex of the unborn baby or what? So I thought, what is that the result of that, outcome of that? This is an epidemic, and this indicates man's moving away from the belief in God, and his sense of responsibility has already been corroded. When you do not really believe in God, only in name you believe in God, then you are never afraid of answerability. So this question of the existence of God is inseparably related to the belief in the hereafter and your accountability. When these two areas of belief are corroded, then there is no way you can stop this. Natural punishments take their course, but they are only indication of the wrath of Allah. Otherwise, they have never changed the course of human degradation. Start from the beginning of permissiveness in sex in the West, for instance. A time there was in America when gonorrhea was the main curse. And it was with some difficulty that ultimately a drug was invented which was called MB693, which was found to be so effective against gonorrhea. But little did the doctors know that gonorrhea was not cured, it had gone deeper into life. It turned into asthma, it turned into other glandular diseases, and it never left man alone afterwards. And it began to return for no reason whatsoever. Suddenly it would reappear. So they could only suppress it, they could not cure it. Then they thought anyway that they have succeeded, and everybody had a license again to do whatever he pleases. Then came syphilis, a most severely punishing disease. If you look at the faces of the syphilitic people, what it does to them, how it eats away the bones in the nose, in the face, what it does to the brain, what it does to the bones, and creates sores, ulcers which pass right through. And the fingers begin to crumble and drop. It was a horrid picture created by syphilis, and the society was still continuing with its licentiousness. But then the doctors came to their aid. They said, yes, syphilis can be cured if somebody is treated with penicillin for 30 days continuously, with no gap. It could cure syphilis. So they thought they were free of another punishing disease. But they never understood why it is always related to sex. Other diseases are not related to sex or any confined area of human activity. Common cold, influenza, they spread along, and they are not choosy in their victims. And these are strange sex-related diseases which never punish loyal couples of husband and wife. They bypass them. But nobody realized that it had a very positive message to be delivered. Then came herpes and sex-related herpes. It created havoc in the United States so much that nowhere the cases of such sex-related herpes were registered as in America. The problem with this herpes is It's a very painful and punishing disease, but it never leaves you. While the herpes is sister herpes, which is called herpes zoster, it appears along the edges of the nerves. It may occasionally call back at another time, but once a patient has recovered from herpes, he is free from it forever afterwards. But not this. This sex-related herpes always returns, and is so infectious that when you think you are cured and you have indulgence, then you pass the virus on to the others and so on and so forth. In one study, they started with one girl from a school, investigation of whom she had met and this and that, and they started pursuing the line backwards. And they were amazed to find that almost at the 100th link, the chain reached back the same girl. She had initiated the course of infection, which made a round circle after infecting 99 other boys and girls back to her once again. So this is the herpes, sex-related herpes. It doesn't end. But people thought they had made some arrangements and they could at least mollify the suffering. Man didn't learn his message, a lesson. Then comes AIDS, a punishment which has gone deep into life, and a punishment which has brought home the reality back to man, that what you thought was cure was not cure. So in America, there were cases which confounded the medical specialists of reappearance of syphilis, which they think they had done away with. Reappearance of syphilis only in AIDS patients, which had no history of syphilis prior to this. And when they investigated, they found that syphilis had gone deep into the ultimate cellular tissues and remained there locked in cellular tissues in a dormant stage. But this AIDS also reaches the very roots of life. So it shook it up and awoke it. And it came back into circulation of bloodstreams, etc. And the message is, it was again sex-related punishment. And if man does not listen to the voice of nature, if he doesn't observe this message and read the message, the end of the people of Lot will not be very far from mankind. So again, this subject is related specifically to homosexuality. See how the punishment is interconnected, interrelated with a deep system. And the AIDS virus otherwise is so weak and so, what should I say, fragile, that it can't survive a few seconds outside the bloodstream. In no way can it spread across without that particular crime. And it specifically hits at the homosexuals. If you don't read any order, any system, any message in that, what can I do about it then? Right?
Yes.
And the message of time. Only 10 minutes left to 10. We were supposed to bring this meeting to a close by 9:45. But I'll sit for a few more questions until 10 o'clock. All right?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Musafir Mohan from Los Angeles. My question is with regards to a painful chapter in Islamic history as outlined in the book Intrigues Against the Khilafat Rashida. With my limited...
Come closer to the microphone.
Sorry. should I repeat?